This video is not medical advice or intended to treat any medical conditions. Please consult your doctor before starting a new exercise program and stop immediately if you feel pain, experience dizziness, or other symptoms. By performing this workout, you acknowledge that you are engaging in physical activity and understand the risks involved, including physical injury. You agree that you are voluntarily participating and are participating at your own risk. By continuing with this video, you agree to release from all liability and forever hold harmless the City of Arvada from any and all losses, liabilities, injuries, or damages resulting from any and all claims pertaining to this workout.
Hi, I'm Danielle, and we're gonna do a 20-minute Pilates workout. If you have hardwood floors, you might wanna grab a mat. If you've got carpet, should be comfy enough for you. So go ahead and sit down, and then let's get started. So, laying on your back, we're gonna start with our legs bent, knees up towards the ceiling, hands by your hips. We're gonna start with some breathing techniques. So give me a big deep breath in through the nose. Fill the lungs with air and then expel all that air out. Now this time, as you take a deep breath in, fill the lungs. As you exhale, contract your core as you let all that air out. One more time, deep breath in. And exhale, contract through your abdominals. All right, so now we're gonna move into some pelvic tilt. So if you imagine your hips are flat on the floor, we're gonna tilt that tailbone up towards the ceiling by contracting that core and then slowly roll it back down. Let's try that again. Deep breath in. As you exhale, tilt that tailbone up towards the ceiling and then slowly release it back down. Keeping your feet hip distance apart, your knees directly over your ankles, we're gonna slowly peel up off of the ground. Big deep breath in, tilt the tailbone up, one vertebrae at a time, dig those heels in, lift at the top, and then slowly lower it back down, one vertebrae at a time. Let's do that again. Inhale. Exhale, slowly tilt the tailbone, peel one vertebrae at a time, and then take it back down. All right, let's take it into our Pilates stance. So big deep breath in. As you exhale, lift the head and shoulders up off of the mat, and then bring it back down. Let's try that again. On that exhale, contract the core, lift the head and shoulders, and then bring it back down. Now this time we're gonna add a leg lift. Inhale, bring it up, and bring it back down. One more. Inhale, bring it up, and exhale, bring it back down. All right, let's take it up and hold it for a few counts. And we're gonna start to pump the arms. This is our traditional Pilates stance. We'll come back to this a little bit later. Take it back down. One more time, big deep breath in. Exhale, take it up, pump the arms. And bring it back down. Beautiful. Now that we've got our breathing, let's move on to our hundreds core track. Hands are down by our hips. Dig your heels into the floor. All right, take it up and pump the arms. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Big deep breath. And exhale. Nice. All right, let's bring those legs up off of the floor. Hold it by engaging the lower abdominals. We are looking straight up towards the ceiling. All right, let's add a single leg rise, back down, other leg. Up, 2, 3, 4, down. Do it again. Inhale, exhale, and those arms are just pumping. We're starting to feel that good deep burn in the core. Nice. Other leg. And slowly bring those legs back down to the ground, pumping those arms. So I want you to imagine that you've got a tennis ball between your chin and your chest. So you're looking up, but not looking at the knees. All right, bring those legs back up. Let's do that single leg lift. Up, 2, 3, 4, down, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. And bring both legs back down to the ground. Let's take a quick break. Stretch the arms, stretch the legs. Quick stretch. All right, bring it back in. Bend those legs. Lift the head and shoulders. Pump the arms. All right, lift those legs up off of the floor. Hold it, contracting upper and lower abdominals. Let's go back to that single leg lift. If you need to drop at any time, just try to take it right back up. Up, 2, 3, 4, down, 2, 3, 4, up and down. Woohoo! Coordinate your breathing with your movements in that 4-count rhythm. All right, now we're gently going to lower those legs and then take those legs right back up. So now we're really engaging the upper and lower abs together. Tiptoe to the floor. Now, if you notice your back wants to arch, do not drop those legs as low. You can take it to about halfway and then right back up. Make sure that lower back stays in contact with the ground at all times. All right, go ahead and lower those legs and stretch. Excellent work. So go ahead and grab the back of one of your legs. Use it to help you roll it up. Flip it around onto all fours. Take it down into your forearms. Contract your core. Extend one leg up towards the ceiling. All right, so now we're gonna work on the back of the core, just as important as the front of the core. And a lot of times if we have to sit for most of the day, we kind of neglect that back side. So this is a great way to work the core front, back, side to side, top to bottom. All right, take it to the top, hamstring curl in and out. So this entire time we're trying to hold that belly in nice and tight, and then we're squeezing that glute, and we're keeping that hip pointed towards the floor. So you don't want to open up towards me, think point towards the floor. All right, take it up and pulse it. Pulse, nice straight leg, press that heel out. And we're still breathing, nice big deep breaths. All right, switch the legs down and up. Gotta make it equal, gotta do both sides. And again, same thing on this side, contract that core, keep that hip nice and straight with the other side, not opening up towards the ceiling. All right, let's hold it up at the top, hamstring curl, in and out. Yeah, so we're getting a little bit of the hamstrings as well as the glutes and the lower back. And then we're still working the front of the core because we're keeping that belly nice and tight. Flexing that foot is gonna make that hamstring engage. 2. All right, let's hold it out and pulse it. Pulse. Oh, is that backside starting to line up maybe just a little bit? 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, bring it under. Let's flip it around into a bridge position. We did this before in our warm-up. Heels are flat on the floor, hands are down at your sides. Tilt that tailbone, peel it up off the floor. Up, 2, 3, 4, and down, 2, 3. Like a slow peeling of a sticker. All right, hold it at the top, knee march. Up and down. So yeah, we're holding those hips nice and high the entire time. If at any time you need to drop, take it right back up as soon as you can. Squeeze, squeeze, knees nice and high. Oh, definitely feeling it in the quads as well. Roll it back down and stretch. Great job. All right, use one leg to help you slowly roll it up. We're gonna flip it around and bring it into a plank position. Planks are fantastic for working like the entire core front and back. So bring your hands underneath your torso, straighten the legs, and then just like we did with that bridge, we're gonna tuck that tailbone under. So we're gonna squeeze our glutes, squeeze our abs, keep our shoulders down away from our ears. And a lot of times I'll see people with their hands above their head, really bad for the lower back and the shoulders. So bring your hands directly underneath your chest. All right, tighten through that core, front and back. We're gonna start with some alternating wide knees. Right leg, left leg. All right, so can you keep that booty nice and low and breathe at the same time? I know it's hard. All right, cross under. Cross to the opposite elbow and give me a little twist in the torso. Big deep breaths. Inhale, exhale. All right, take a mini break. Sit back on the ankle, stretch the arms forward. Roll out those wrists if you need to. And then we're gonna take it right back into that plank position. So, same as before, tuck that tailbone under, hands are underneath the torso, shoulders are down and away from the ears. All right, back to that combo, 4 wide knees. 4, 3, 2, now cross under to the opposite elbow. 4, 3, little twist, 2, do it again, wide knees. 4, 3, you're still breathing with me? Cross under. 4, 3, 2, all right, give me 2 wide knees, 2 cross unders. Oh, I'm not shaking, are you? 2 wide knees, cross it under. And relax, stretch. Nice job. All right, so now we're gonna take it into a V-sit and hit that core from a brand new angle. So go ahead and flip it around. So our legs are bent, feet are flat on the floor, shoulders up, back, and down. Super flat spine, tip back and pump the arms. So imagine there's a string around your rib cage and somebody's pulling straight up towards the ceiling. All right, clasp your hands, give me a little twist. Twist, twist. So now we're really hitting the obliques, lower abs, and hip flexors. All right, let's add an opposite leg raise. If you're good with both feet on the floor, keep both feet on the floor. That's cool too. Should we make it even harder? All right, lift both legs. Twist and twist. If you want to keep those feet on the floor, my friends, nobody cares. You do what works best for you while challenging yourself at the same time. All right, take a quick break. Sit it up. And we are going to take it to a laying position again. So go ahead and lay it down. All right. Legs are at a tabletop position, hands by your hips, head is lifted. We're contracting the upper and lower abs. All right, we're gonna start with some nice, easy little toe taps on the floor. Tap and tap. All right, you remember from before, imagine that tennis ball between your chin and we're looking straight up towards the ceiling. So right away, you should feel those lower abs being used to control those legs. All right. New combo, 4 little toe taps and then both legs. 4, 3, 2. Now both legs slowly lower. Down, down, up, up. Exhale and inhale. Do that again. 4, 3, 2. Ooh, it's burning now. Both legs. Down and up. Woo-hoo-hoo. All right, if you want, straight leg. 4, 3. You can keep those legs bent. Both legs lower, down, up. A little stretch through the hip flexor. 3, last set. 2, both legs down, down, and up. One more. And we're done. Relax. All right, so now we're gonna work our back side again. This time, go ahead and roll it around. I'm gonna lay it flat on the floor. If you'd rather stay in all fours, you absolutely can. All right, so I'm gonna lay flat on the floor. Hands are gonna come underneath my shoulders, elbows right outside my rib cage. We're gonna take a nice big deep breath. On the exhale, lift up. Exhale, and then slowly lower back down. Now your gaze just kind of follows the movement of your head. Slowly lower. Nice, give me one more here. And we're gonna take it to a gecko. So just your fingertips, elbows point towards the ceiling, lift and lower. So we're just kind of warming up all those muscles along the spine and then take it back down. One more, inhale and exhale. All right, back to that cobra, up and hold. Up, hold, down, slow. One more, up, hold. All right, now cross your hands underneath your chin. Lift those feet off the floor. And then slowly lower. So relax the head, neck, and shoulders. Again, we're trying to hit that back side. Squeeze the glutes, squeeze those hamstrings. Nice. Up, up, down, and down. All right, child's pose. Sit back on the ankles, quick stretch. And then we're gonna take it right back into that position. This time, we're gonna make it a combination. So, start with those hands underneath your chin. Bring that big toe together. We're gonna squeeze and lift. Try it again, up and hold. Lift, hold, slowly. It's so different than that hamstring curl. We're really using those glutes. Couple more. Up, hold, down, slow. One more. All right, bring those hands back underneath the shoulders. Cobra, 2 and 2. Lift, lift, lower, and lower. Exhale and inhale. Now, if you can't take it quite as high as me off the floor, that's okay. Do as best as you can. And just make sure you're breathing with the movements. All right, let's try that combo. Cobra, up, up, down. Now grasshopper lift, up, hold, slowly lower. Cobra, up, up, down. Ooh, really feeling that backside now. Up, hold, slowly lower. Cobra, up, up, down. Now give me 2 little pulse, 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 down slow. Ooh, just made it harder, I know. Oh, but that's what we want, is that nice deep burn in the backside. Pulse, hold, down, slow. Cobra, lift, lift, lower, and lower. So we're stretching as we strengthen at the same time. 2 more. Up, up, down, and down. Now, if at any time you need to relax, come out of this position, you have my full permission. And sit back, child's pose. Nice job. All right, we earned a nice good stretch. Let's flip it around. So we're gonna start with a knee hug. Bring a knee in towards your chest and just relax on the floor. Let's catch our breath. Let's go back to those big, deep 4 count breaths. And then take that leg all the way across the body. Arms are straight out at your sides, looking in the opposite direction of that knee. Try to flatten both shoulder blades down on the floor. And enjoy. Let's take that leg back up. Switch, hug the other knee. We really worked that core, so now we're gonna stretch. Take that leg across, nice big torso twist, arms out, looking in the opposite direction. And let's bring it back towards the center. Use that leg to help you slowly roll it up. Let's take it to all 4s and do a cat and cow. So hands directly underneath the rib cage. We're gonna bring that belly in, round that spine up towards the ceiling, tuck your chin under, and then drop the belly, arch the back, looking up towards the ceiling. Let's do that again. Belly comes in, round the spine, tuck that tailbone under, and then drop the belly, arch the back, look up towards the ceiling. Let's do 1 more here. Deep breath in, and exhale all that air out. All right, bring it to a neutral spine. Curl your toes under. Let's try a couple downward dogs. Shoot your hips up towards the ceiling. Press your heels down into the mat. Straighten the legs. And then let's take it back down into that all 4s position. Let's try 1 more here. Big stretch through the back of the legs. Drop those heels. Straighten the arms. And then take it right back down to the floor. Sit it up tall. Hey, thanks for hanging out with me today. You did amazing. Keep coming back. It does get easier and easier. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. This is a City of Arvada production, instructed by Danielle Woodyard. You can watch this video and more on the City of Arvada's YouTube page at City of Arvada.
Game face on.